So don't.
Welcome back to Breakfast Television, 722. She's looking pretty in pink today. Shel Coach joining us to talk what to do with our farmers market haul and where you can get the cutest little spoons in the entire world, apparently.
Exactly. So the spoon came from Vancouver about 20 years ago. It's the TV salt, so it only gets used on TV.
Right.
How cute is this? Okay, so we're talking about farmers market. Downtown Biz puts on a great one now twice a week.
Every Thursday at the Hydro Building and every Monday at the Workers' Compensation Building. And we are in super, super high season of farmers markets. Everything is available, everything is ripe, and if you have any interest in food or eating healthy, go to a farmers market because it's just fantastic.
And
there's everything. I mean, look at some of the stuff. The flowers from Lily Stone Gardens out of Morris, and then there's my friend Heather with her Shut Your Pie Hole pies, which are great. Wonderful breads, tomatoes, and then over on this side we have homemade granola bars from my friend Rebecca. We have those great dips from Bessie's Best.
We love Bess.
And of course, vegetables. These almost look like they're not real. They're so beautiful.
Gorgeous.
So, you know, a wonderful time to visit the market. So, we're going to make something.
What do you do with all that stuff is the question.
Exactly. Because when you go there, you kind of get overwhelmed, right? You're like, oh, the colors, so what do you do? So have a little bit of a plan, have a recipe in mind, and then shop for that recipe.
Cool.
Okay. All right, so first thing we're going to do is panzanella, which is a traditional bread and tomato salad. And the tomatoes this year have just been so fantastic. So that bright, fresh flavor, time to pump them up a little bit. So I'm going to get you to start on the dressing, which is about a 1/4 cup of canola oil. You can put it right in there.
Say when?
Yeah. Ooh, that's good. And then maybe about a tablespoon of balsamic. And while you're doing that, and you can start blending that up a little bit with a little bit of salt and some pepper, I'm going to get you to pick out some tomatoes to add to our what we already have cut. So look at these tomatoes. These are not, you know, the kind that you see in the grocery store in January. They're a little bit, you know.
You mean they have flavor?
They have flavor. They're a little bit imperfect, right? And they are so interesting. We have these yellow tomatoes. We have these little guys that are sort of black and red. We have Romas. We have, you know, and they all have sort of a slightly different flavor.
How should I cut these? Is
Yeah, whatever. You know what? This is freestyle, so that's good enough. Sort of a big chunk is great. Throw it in the bowl. And then what we did is, again, at the farmer's market, we got some great sun-dried tomato and herb bread. And what you do is you just cube it up, put a little bit of oil on it, and then throw it in the oven for about 20 minutes at 275 to crisp it up. So, I mean, you're essentially making your own croutons, right? And then
But how crunchy?
They're kind of a medium. They still have a little bit of moisture, right? And what they're going to do is suck up some of that dressing that you just made.
Okay, I'll cut up this one here. Yeah, that'll be good. Okay,
so into the bowl. The bread goes into the bowl. The dressing goes into the bowl. And to that, we're going to add some chopped red onions. I cut up these onions last night. They are onions.
All
wonderful, sure.
Were you crying?
No, maybe a little bit. This morning in the vehicle, I was like, "Whoa!"
It happens.
Yeah. Parsley. If you don't like parsley, you can use basil, whatever kind of fresh herb you want, and then you dress that with some fresh Parmesan. And you know what? Buy the very best Parmesan you can. Grate it up fresh. That's when the flavor really comes through.
There's points in your life to save money.
And
cheese should not be one of them.
Yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to get that put on a T-shirt.
As we learned earlier from Jeremy, though, heat is.
Yes.
You don't need heat in a home. You need good cheese.
We were having a poll. Who actually turned on their furnace this week? So yeah,
mix it, right? Or was it done?
Mix it. Mix it all up. And what you want to do ideally is let this sit for about an hour, so all those flavors come together. So the oil and the vinegar kind of work through that bread a little bit. But as you can see, you have wonderful color coming up here.
Yeah, it looks
great. So just put some on a plate and.
Gorgeous, beautiful, and wonderful. If you want to find Shel, you'll find her at your local farmer's market, usually hanging out, and at breakfasttelevision.ca. If you're going to do cake for us later?
I am. A little bit of a surprise cake to get rid of all of that zucchini.
We got that and more coming up on BT.
Yep.
There we go.
More pepper.